Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm a Gene Keys guide, and I'd like to share a contemplation on the Venus sequence, which I hope will be insightful and inspiring in some way. At the beginning of this current deep dive retreat, I felt guided to not only contemplate my own profile, but another randomly generated one alongside it. And here we are. I was hoping to see what would happen and to be able to share what came through. So without further ado, let's take a look. So we begin with the sphere of purpose and the pathway of Dharma. And we have the 49.3. So if this is my purpose, then I am here to be reborn and to create a revolution, which sounds like quite an adventure. And when I think about rebirth, it brings to mind a saying from Jesus that, except ye be born again, you cannot see the kingdom of heaven. And as I understand it, the original meaning of born again is actually born from above. And that's what the city is. That's what this word rebirth represents. It's this higher being coming down into the form. And through the union of our higher and lower nature, a whole new being is born. And this is why it's important to remember our cities. We talk a lot in the Gene Keys about accepting our shadows, but in a way, accepting our cities, accepting our divinity, that can be even more challenging. So it's important that we accept our light and our darkness equally, because it's through their fusion inside of us that we give birth to this new being. So our destiny is to be reborn as this new being, and it's through our new way of being, our new way of seeing and experiencing ourselves, through the frequency that we emanate and the transmission that we carry. This is how we create revolution. And the 49th gene key is paired with the 55th gene key in the codon ring of the whirlwind, which is the catalyst for this great change that's coming to humanity. And the great change is a revolution in consciousness, where by becoming this new revolutionary being, we are freeing ourselves from the experience of being a victim. And the ring of the whirlwind brings to mind another biblical saying that, for ye have sown the wind, and ye shall reap the whirlwind. And the whirlwind can be understood here as our karma, which we come to meet on the other side of this pathway of Dharma in the sphere of attraction. And karma is like the fruit of the seeds we have planted by our past misdeeds, the actions we've taken in that shadow, fear-based consciousness. It's our old way of being, returning to us now in a new form. And we attract this experience to ourselves. We reap this whirlwind through our relationships. And this is where our destiny really hangs in the balance on what is our relationship with our karma. Are we going to repeat the same mistakes of the past, or are we going to change this time? Can we accept that in order to truly create revolution, there is going to be a reaction? So our destiny really hinges on how do we respond to this reaction. If we respond with intolerance, for example, which is the shadow of the 4th gene key, the programming partner here, or if we react to the intolerance of others, then we just get trapped in this loop of being a victim, within this culture of blame and shame, as the glossary tells us, that we will always try to run, but we will never escape from. On the other hand, if we respond with understanding, the gift of the fourth gene key, understanding that in order to become a new being, it involves transforming the old. That this revolution we are creating is about changing the way that we relate to one another. And these patterns of reaction and intolerance are the very shadows that we're here to transform. Then we can more easily forgive one another and ourselves for the shadows that we manifest. And we can be grateful even for this karma, for this reenactment of our past life that allows us to redeem ourselves by no longer reacting with intolerance, but by responding with love. And as we open our heart more and more to whatever comes to us, whatever karma we attract to ourselves and within ourselves, we can be grateful again for the opportunity it offers us to live this grand adventure of our destiny, which we are now free to pursue. And on a personal note, I've really seen this third line theme, which I have too in my profile, playing out through this contemplation. Because even though I felt inwardly guided to bring this forward, I felt this is the path of my destiny, and I made the inner commitment to do so. I've seen so many different ways that the escape artist in me has wanted to slip away or talk myself out of it. And I've really seen this underlying wound of shame driving this, wanting to escape. And it's not even the shame so much as it's the fear of shame, like the fear that it's not going to be very good, that this isn't worthy of being shared, or that I'm going to end up looking bad, that I'm going to end up, being ashamed of myself by creating this little contemplation. It's funny, really, to think about how silly that is, how silly it is to withhold my freedom, my free expression out of that fear. And it brings to mind a saying of Krishna, actually from the Bhagavad Gita, which is that thy right is to work only, but never to the fruits thereof. And I really feel this is a wonderful understanding of Dharma, a wonderful relationship with Dharma, that we are who we are, and we're here to simply follow our path without worrying where it's leading. To just relax and enjoy the adventure. So that's all I have for now. If you're here, thank you so much for listening and watching. I really appreciate your attention to this. I hope it's been helpful in some way. And if you like, please stay tuned for next time with the Sphere of Attraction. Okay, much love.